a bad boy. Is you mad, boy, bitch? That's a bad boy. Get a bag, boy, bitch? That's a bad boy. Is you mad, boy, bitch? That's a bad boy. Get a bag, boy, bitch? That's a bad boy. Is you mad, boy, bitch? Get a bag, boy, bitch? That's a bad boy. Is you mad, boy, bitch? That's a bad boy. Get a bag, boy, bitch? That's a bad boy. Is you mad, boy, bitch? That's a bad boy. Get a bag, boy, bitch?
What's up, everybody? We are back for the Bad Boys LA episode 6 after show review / recap. What's up, Charlie?
Episode 6 already, man. Like, I feel like we were just waiting for this show for so long for a teaser to drop or anything, and now we're past the halfway point. I can't believe it's already episode 6.
I know.
It's going by pretty fast.
Jonathan is still not there, and I'm mad that he wasn't there for this whole more than half of the season, obviously. But I'm glad that we finally saw him in the preview for next week. But I'm skipping ahead.
Yeah, not too far. That's too far. Well, it's towards the end, but what's his full name? Wright Day?
Jonathan Wright.
Jonathan Wright. Okay.
Yeah. No, the brand is like Right Way. That's why it says.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like him and Milan got the same jeweler.
Do they? Or are you saying?
It looks like the same chain to me.
True.
But I don't know. But yeah. Episode 6. This episode, definitely wasn't one of my favorite episodes, but
they hyped it up so much last week, and I should have known that if they don't show, I mean, we didn't really see anything when Milan ran up, but other than that,
nothing.
They didn't show any kind of like cliffhangers of them fighting, because like really nothing.
Well, I remember last week's episode 5 review, I was saying how Kirion clearly wasn't on the bus, and then as soon as they got off at the fashion show, he ran up, which is and they didn't really show any of that. But I don't know how I feel about Relly, and then Milan has totally 360 switched up. I didn't like Relly, and I really like Milan. Now I'm just looking at Milan like he really wants to be like the Natalie of Bad Boys LA.
I'm glad that Jonathan is coming in though, because it kind of reminds me of like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better analogy, but it reminds me of like the twins.
To a Natalie.
No, like the twins. The twins on season 8, like they were the ones that were. I mean, not that anyone's jumping anyone, but the twins finally met their match when it was like, wait.
Elise and her sister, because they didn't really do anything.
Elise and the sister, yeah, Elise and the sister. That's what it reminded me of. Like,
it reminded me of. There's a couple good ones that I can think of, but for the most part, in Bad Girls Club, the replacements weren't always they cracked up to be. They were just kind of there, extras. There was no really replacement that came in that really changed up the house and dynamic and changed the game.
Camila,
really, I guess like season 10 with Rocky, Camila.
And season 10, yeah, Camila, Rocky. There were a lot of replacements on season 9 that like switched things up a lot too, though.
Drea, Zuli, and Natasha Smoot.
Was it just them 3?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know.
And Natasha who? And Zuli was just like, I don't know. I definitely looked like she could do some damage, but she didn't want to fight. I don't get that, but we are talking about Bad Girls Club. Getting into this episode, I was looking forward to it for this fashion show. I mean, we can cut right to it. Like, Milan ran up as soon as they got there, and that's what that was.
You were really looking forward to the fashion show?
I just thought it was something different. Like, for them to like
You're right.
get
I
out
mean,
of the house and get out of their 45-minute same arguments going to like do something. Because last week we got them in the studio and it was just like mess. And then here was at this fucking fashion show. Was like, to me, I don't know, it was pretty messy. Like, I mean, for what it was worth, I mean, I guess they found out very last minute, so it wasn't something that was like days planned and this whole big, huge event. Something for a little charity, you know, for like basketball youth. I think that's great. That's cool. I just don't like how most of the guys are totally cool with it, totally fly. It was just Moolah who had the biggest problem. So we can't get fresh cuts, we can't get haircuts. Like, bitch, you're like the most like diva one on this set right now.
and I thought it was hilarious. Like he was complaining the whole time on the bus, but like no one was even trying to respond to him. They just wanted him to they all wanted him to shut up. It seemed like.
Yeah, because this episode, I'll say, I really started to like Curtis, and I didn't like him or really have any feelings towards him, but I really kind of like Curtis now. It's pretty cool. He's just coming around, and he's just talking to more people than just Moolah, and has his own opinions, and you know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do like Curtis. He's like the one that like is he's trying. I mean, for the most part, he's non-problematic. I know there was that one incident.
And what I really did was push him off of him when he fell into him, Kirion. But you know, last week we went like I took the notes and I had to rewatch it again because I barely got to watch the episode because I was only listening and taking the notes. But you know, we do things a little differently. It's only a 45-minute episode, so we just hit everywhere throughout the show, but we get everything covered. Because sometimes I like jump to places, but it just flows that way sometimes for us.
I mean, that's what stands out in the episode. It's not my fault that part of like if the good parts are like the beginning and the end, and then like we skip everything in the middle. It's not my fault. It's what stands out.
Right.
We try to do it the same day. We don't have like a couple days to like watch it a couple times and like really take in what's going on, because I do feel like that. I feel like on Monday or Tuesday I'm gonna be like, oh, I should have said this on the show, on the podcast, right. But it's too late.
Yeah, so we watch it that third, fourth time.
Yeah, right. So then I end up saying it the next week, and that's what I'm saying. Like, also rewatching it is the reason why I also started to change my opinion about some of the cast. Like, if I didn't rewatch it, I wouldn't like Relly as much, but like rewatching it, he's hilarious throughout the whole thing.
I definitely say I do like Relly a lot more than episode 1 and episode 2. I like Curtis. I really like Curtis a lot now, or like Curtis a lot now from episode 1 and 2. Just to me, people I liked, Kirion and Milan, are now going down on my like level for me. I don't like. It's not that Milan's being a bully. He's just doing entirely too much. I really think he wants to be the Natalie of Bad Boys, or the whatever season of Bad Girls Club you could think. Whoever thought they ran the house is who he's trying to be. And knowing it's a friend of yours fashion show, knowing you had full range 20 minutes in the parking lot before getting on the bus to go to the fashion show,
I mean, do you think
want to be the first one to pop off the bus to run up on him? Like,
I'm saying, do you think that that's like, any publicity is good publicity? Like, now that there was a fight, people are going to be talking about.
Because it's Bad Boys season 1, and then that's probably going to hit the blogs and different things that a fight just broke out on set of our fashion show.
It's good that happened, because if that didn't happen, the only thing they'll talk about is how the power went out, and then that's like, how are you going to have a fashion show and the power goes out?
Getting to that, the power out. When the power went out at first, I thought it was a part of the show, like getting everything started, and like, all right, lights out, and then little lights starting to come on, like, those kind of strobe lights or whatever, but that wasn't the case. Just a reminder, if you guys want to leave a comment, if you agree, disagree, want to give any of your opinions, you can comment below, or even join our live stream.
Yeah,
via
so
audio
I
or
didn't make a
face.
Bitly link. You had to type it in. It's if you
Oh
look
yeah.
down below, it's streamyard.com/W8BPNDG6Q4, all lowercase.
I guess we can drop that link in the comments. I think.
True. Let me do
Just,
it right now. I'm about to do it
yeah,
right
we
now.
just have we just have 4 people. Just know technically there, and we would love to hear your guys' opinion. Not even a little debate. We just like to hear outside opinions from ours, and just fans of the show and how your perspective of Bad Boys from what you heard about it before it aired and now episode 6 where it's at. So
And
we would
also
love
just want
that.
to add, of course, we want you, if you're watching the live stream, we want you to call in. But if we've already done this and you're just watching the replay, also leave a comment because we want to
Exactly.
continue the conversation with you in the comment section. So definitely give us your opinion, even if you're watching this like a week or two late. All right. But so
You
what were
can
we talking
also
about?
join and be audio. You don't have to get on cam if you don't want to. So, all that applies. But yeah, the lights went out. I thought the show was starting with the lights going out and maybe strobe lights are starting, but that was not the case. That was a technical difficulty. I'm like, oh boy, more Zeus Network. I'm trying to find the right words, not be like offensive. Just I don't know, not
That
not
wasn't
far.
Zeus. That wasn't Zeus. This thing. That was that other guy's
No, it
thing.
wasn't Zeus' mistake. It's just the way Zeus Network shows been coming off a little lately. Like I think they have a lot of potential this season with Bad Boys. I thought they could do like a lot more stuff, and they really spent that first 2-3 episodes on the first day and first 2 days. With that dragged out arguments in the living room. I think that was crazy to have. Another plus, the thing is, we haven't seen Natalie in a while, so she has been popping up in every 20 minutes, like I thought. I know she's coming soon for the trailer when they're all dancing, and I think they get some strippers or whatever. And she thinks she was dancing with Dylan, a couple other people, so I know she's coming back through. Of course, we haven't gotten to the part. They keep Lemmy's face once again was blurred out the whole episode when he pulled Milan to the side. And once they got to the fashion show after he
I know.
ran up
Why are
on
they doing
Relly,
that? Why are they doing that? You
I have
think?
no idea. It's like we know who you are. We know what you look like. We know like your little birthmark, like little face. Like we know what you look like. I don't know why it's blurring himself out or why they're doing that. I was hoping even some of our viewers might have some tea or intel that we don't know. But continuing on with that, how I was saying how I liked Kirion and Milan in these first like 4 or 5 episodes, and as of episode 6, I'm really not on either one side. I really don't like either one really at this moment. You know, they
I mean,
have the help.
I'm still on Milan's side. I'll have to say, as annoying as he
Oh,
is, it's
really?
like he's fun to watch. Carry On to me has kind of been boring the whole season. Like
Yeah,
they're
that
just
and
they're kind of just using him as a punchline kind of thing. I feel like Zeus is like they're making him look bad and he doesn't realize it kind of thing. Like that's how I feel.
for sure. And what I have put together and what I can tell is neither one of them can fight.
Well,
I,
Milan had a broken leg, right? That's why he couldn't really do like as much
his
as,
leg is broke.
or it's still sprained or whatever. I don't know. That's what he was saying while they were in the studio.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I don't know. Oh, I mean, his leg wasn't broke if he ran up the way he was running up out the bus on him. But
Oh,
my
you're
thing
right. You're
is,
right.
every fight that he seems to have is him kind of bum rushing. And first it was kind of the wrestling, like takedown. But next week, the cliffhanger we got, they kind of square up, and it's not even like right away. It's a good 3-second pause with them this close to each other, and Milan swings and connects like good 3 times and gets him. And they said, I'm not sure who pulled him to the side. I think it was Relly. Next week it says, aren't you getting tired of getting beat up?
To
Because,
carry on, right?
yeah. It's just like even with Mullah, when like it wasn't really it was a sneak, but it wasn't because it was kind of right there in his face. And when he got the 1-2 on him, like Kirion just gets nothing back. I don't. Kirion never gets any kind of hits in or anything in the fights that he's been in. He doesn't. He
That's what
really
I'm
just
saying.
doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why I mean, you think that's his thing? Like, oh, fighting doesn't make you a bad boy kind of thing.
Sure, but I mean, in the same token, his ass, they're having a sit down house meeting, and he decides to run up across the whole room on the other side of Milan, where he was on the other side of the bar, and gets in his
No, that's what I
face
was
and
saying.
does
I feel like
nothing.
they were trying to make it seem like it was like a courtroom or something, right? Like,
Yeah, kind of, a little bit, I guess so. That's why I think Anthony Orelli had to break it down and be like, no, no, he's not the leader. He's not the leader. He's not the leader. He's maybe the leader of this, and he's good and the leader of this, and I do this, but no one runs this house, basically, is what he was saying. But for Kirion to run up on him the way he did and gets in his face, and then Milan squared up, and then does nothing. Nothing. He does nothing. And then security jumps in to split him apart, but nobody swung. But I mean, I guess Milan didn't swing because he didn't swing on him. He just ran up. But then we got the cliffhanger next week. You know, they're back in each other's face, and a good 3-second pause, and then Milan just starts decking him. So here we go again. It's just, this is crazy.
but that's what I'm saying. I feel like Milan. So, do you think? I don't know. Even though they say that, I still feel like Milan kind of runs the house right now. He's like kind of like obviously the
I mean,
leader.
I think like Baddies ATL, I think we're gonna have 10 episodes. Next week's episode 7. And I guess until this replacement comes in that we're anticipating, it may switch up because ain't nobody gonna be able to take him. And I've seen him fight 3 times in the trailer, and he dominated everyone. And
Yeah, definitely. But while also he does win, but then he leaves.
does
I
he?
mean, supposedly, allegedly, that's what people are saying. That Jonathan leaves.
I just know all 3. Oh, Jonathan, not Milan's friend.
I don't know. I don't know about Milan's friend, but I know
So
that they.
you would think because Anthony out in episode 1, and then William Descarius out on episode 3 or 4. So I'm like, okay, so 2 replacements, and that's what it is. But apparently it's only just the 1 replacement, and then there's something going on with the room situation about
No,
him trying to take Milan's room, and then Milan gets on the phone with him and says he's trying to press up on me. I know what movie he's trying to make or whatever. But and he says, "Yeah, I'll be there. I'm coming through." So
see, that's not fair. I don't think Milan should be able to say who the next replacement is. It seems like he called his
no,
friend in, and they allowed him to be like, "Oh
right?
yeah." That's
They're
not fair.
definitely giving him special treatment.
It kind of reminds me of like BGC 12 though with Raisha. I didn't feel like that
Well,
was
that was BGC's. That was Bad Girls Club's move. Like Lauren was just as shocked as anybody else was. She didn't know her cousin was coming through.
true.
I wonder if they even knew if they were like really cousins like that. Like I'm not. I don't know. I mean, pretty sure, but there's possibility that they didn't even know they were really cousins.
I think they did. I don't know. It seemed like one of those things like they were running out of people to like. They just needed a replacement
they
real quick.
had thousands upon thousands of applications.
But people
I mean,
that could go, you have to be like on call. Like some of the girls would be like, "Yeah, they called me instead of had to go on the plane the next day." Like how many
right.
girls do you think are able to do that? So they just like got her cousin.
And that gets you onto the question about like, okay, what about Delilah? Was she a decoy or was she a replacement?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like she was a decoy. Like I feel like they told her. I feel like she was scripted.
I think if my memory serves me correctly, I think she stayed in the house for 3 days and 2 nights. on that third night she was out. She didn't stay in the house 3 nights. I think she stayed in the house 2 nights and was out that third night when Lauren the pickle juice. Don't forget your pickle juice. Throw pickle juice at her.
Wasn't Delilah originally friends with like Judy and Julie?
I heard nothing of that.
As far as how they were acting on one of the reunions, they were all like, I don't know if it was a all-star battle.
I heard nothing on All-Star Battle about Delilah, the replacement that was on season 12 for an episode.
I don't know what I'm talking. I don't know. It wasn't. She wasn't on All-Star Battle.
Julie or Judy.
At some point, what were they on together?
And actually, come to think about it, no, because season 1 of All-Star Battle was before season 11. Season 10 was the last season before that. And because Rocky and Shannon, I believe, were the only two from 10. And then
Andrea was on the season 11. Andrea was on All-Star Battle.
Yeah, but that was season 2 because there was a lot of season 11. Sarah, the winner, Tiara.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But there was no 12, and that was Delilah's season. So I'm just saying, when it came
at some point, Delilah was on stage with Julie and Judy for something.
When and where and how?
I don't know. Am I remembering it wrong?
Got to be.
Because they were all drinking before they got on stage, and then they all sat on the couch together. That's how I'm remembering it.
July was season 12, and I know for a fact All-Star Battle 1 went up to season 10, and it was Rocky and Shannon, and they left in the first episode. And then season 2 had a bunch of season 11 girls, but no season 12 girls. Or 13. Well, 13 was obviously All-Stars. But, because, All-Star Battle 1 and 2 was only like 8 months apart. So I think it was really the scene right after season 11 aired. Then we got All-Star Battle 2 directly after season 11. So there was no season 12 girls on there. And Judy and Julie were both on season 1 of All-Star Battle, not All-Star 2 of All-Star Battle.
You're right. I must just be thinking of Judy and Julie then.
They were drinking upstairs.
Redemption.
And even like Megan. Because and they ran down on trying to fight Natalie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going back to Milan and carrying on, go back to the Bad Boys Club just for a brief moment again. So you seem to be Team Milan?
Yeah, I am. I mean, even though I am excited for him to get beat up by Jonathan, I'm Team Milan. I don't know. Rio might come in and fight his battle
in the room situation, what I saw was, I also call I guess it's Jonathan, was saying, oh, this is your room, oh, no, this is my room now, and it was kind of laying on the bed, and then Milan was like, no, this ain't your room, and then he was like, oh, bet, and then, what's his name, Rio, that Milan brings in, he's the one that's like, oh, no, this ain't your room, and he starts taking off his chain, and, I even slowed up that fight. They both got like a good 4 or 5 punches dead in on each other. And then it looked like, he had Rio on the ground, and you saw a couple, like, 1 or 2 red braids on the ground. And it definitely looked like, Jonathan definitely got the upper hand on that one. Then, cut in the trailer a little bit later, there's a fight that goes on outside, close to the pool, to where security or somebody, I thought it was William the scariest, but it wasn't. It was the security guard that falls into a pool. And then closer towards the doors, the entrances into the house, is where a fight's popping off. Then there's another fight inside the living room area into the hallway. Another fight with Jonathan and Rio, and Jonathan hits him and gets Rio on the ground, and Rio kind of falls back this way on his ass. And while he's on his ass, Jonathan runs up and gets him an uppercut while he's sitting down on his ass. And that's 3 different fights with them. So I'm like, there's no way Milan just brings Rio through for a night, because those 3 fights did not happen on a night. The first fight happened right dead that night when he got there with the
not in a night, but I meant one day, as in like 24 hours. So they have that night and then the next morning.
For sure, because that night is when they fight over like the room situation of Rio trying to defend Milan to keep his room against Jonathan. And then the next day, it looked like it was nighttime. So like the next night, close to the pool, and then I think that fight that's going on by the pool, and then towards entrances of the back door, I think that carries on back into the house again, and they continue like around 2, like that same like 5-10 minutes later, like in the house, and that's the second night. So
I don't know. I feel like the way that Milan thinks he runs the house, I feel like Jonathan is gonna run it for the 24 hours that he's there. That's all I'm saying. Even though I don't know.
You think after that third fight, where Jonathan gets Rio, he punches him, flies back, he's on his ass, and then he runs up and gets him that uppercut punch in the face while he's on his ass.
That was a night though, right? That was a night. One at night.
They fall upstairs in the bedroom. And then there's a fight outside by the pool, and then close towards the back door, and then another one in the living room. I wish we could pull it up right now.
I was trying to look for it. They don't post it on the Zeus YouTube page.
No, it's just in the Ultimate trailer. And towards the last minute of the trailer is when there's 3 fights take place. And I can literally pinpoint all 3 of the fights and show you.
You're talking about on the Super trailer?
Yeah. I can definitely 100% show you. I wish I was tech savvy like you are and able to bring it up and pop it up.
No, because I'm on my computer.
And especially on YouTube, you can the speed. You can slow the speed down.
You see my screen? Right?
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, it's coming. Right there. Right there. Bam. All that right there. That was downstairs in the living room. That's upstairs in the bedroom. There we go. So we go back just a little bit more because we're about the pool. So there was the 2 right there. We got, see, that's downstairs. Knocks him on his ass. And when he does knock him on his ass, comes on, punches. See, outside right there. Pool. Right there. See, that's 3.
There was one fight that was in the morning too, though, because that was the one where he hit him with the chair. That was in the morning. One? It was on Instagram. It wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, that was actually really quick. That was good. We just put up. That's 3 fights right there, and those 3 fights are not on that first night he gets there. That first night he gets there upstairs in the bedroom. That one was the first fight. And I think the other 2 were minutes apart. I think outside by the pool where he saw security just fall into the pool, and then they're fighting towards the back door entrance. And then the first one you pulled up of them in the living room, and then he get him down, and then swinging on him again and knocks him in the face when he's down. I think those 2 fights are probably 5 minutes apart. I think they go like 2 rounds, and it's just for security trying to keep them apart and break it up, but he gets them again. I think those 2 fights take place minutes apart, as opposed to the one upstairs in the bedroom trying to take Milan's bedroom and Rio stepping in. That's the first fight on the first night that they are
So
there.
you think we're gonna get that as a cliffhanger for next week, or you think him arriving is gonna be the cliffhanger?
I think he arrives.
I'll be
Well,
so mad. I'll
you
be so
know,
mad.
at the same time, maybe not, because once again, I said there's 4 more episodes, and then the very last 3 or 4 seconds of next week's trailer was him coming in, and they're all at the table, and then him bringing himself in and saying who he was, and coming into the house and saying that he was there. And that's how the trailer ended for next week's episode. And there was no fights shown next to the trailer. So yeah, I think potentially he might not come in towards the end of the episode. But then no. I can't say that because then you have Milan calling Rio and telling him to come through because he's up trying to
Oh
press on
yeah.
him about, about the bedroom. So
See, that's what I'm
no, maybe
saying.
not. He was already there.
I hope Jonathan really bullies Milan. Like
It looks like it.
that's what I'm looking for. Just that's what I meant. Or not even like beat him up. I just want to see him bully Milan.
Yeah, I think their round 1 fight is going to take place, I think, on episode 8. And episode 7's next week, so I don't think we're going to get, I just think we're going to get them both. I think we're going to get, Jonathan coming into the house. And then, I guess, giving Milan shit. And then Milan reaching out to Rio to come through. And I'm not even sure if Rio even comes through next week. I don't think he might not even come through to episode 8.
But he's there. If you said that that's the first altercation or whatever on the first night, Rio was there when they were fighting about the room.
Right.
So you think he gets there and then they don't even talk about the room the first night?
Who?
Jonathan and Milan. I'm trying to figure out the timeline of things. Like
They might. Yeah, because they have to, because that's the reason why he called up Rio.
So Jonathan went for the room, and then Milan didn't fight him until Rio came, and then all of a sudden it was like, no, I'm taking my room back.
Something along those lines. I just think Jonathan's coming through and coming into the house next week for sure. But I don't think Rio might not come in towards the end of the episode. I think we might end next week's episode with them, a cliffhanger of them fighting in the room, if anything. But we're not going to get the fight until episode probably 8.
You're right.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like you say episode 8, and in my mind it seems like it's so far away, but
right.
It's just one episode till
then.
Yeah.
Episode 7th, and we're gonna get them all in. He's gonna come in, and then Rio probably comes in towards the end, and it looks like he just got to the house, and they're up in the room, and he starts taking off his chain when Milan and Jonathan are going back and forth, saying like, "Oh yeah, this is my room. This is my room." It's like, "Oh no."
It seems like the entire cast is also like excited or happy to see Jonathan finally like bully Milan. Like
it did seem that way.
They're like, sure. Oh, there's no way Milan's gonna fight this dude. I don't know what they were saying, but they were trying to make it seem like, yeah, Jonathan runs the house now.
I mean, shit. This is only season 1 of Bad Boys Club, but we have seen it before in Bad Girls. We've seen replacements come in and kind of take over the shit. Only a very few, but, it's happened. And he's, they've been talking really the whole season about Milan's, like, just a big guy, and he's too big to be, like, running up on, like, people and doing what he does. But I think, with Jonathan, I think he's meeting his match. I think it's kind of like Natalie, season 4, how she was so I run LA, like I'm doing this and doing that, and then Flo was kind of laid back on the first couple episodes, and then she finally comes out and is like batshit crazy, And I think Natalie met her match in season 4 with Flo, and I think kinda that's what this is. Milan meeting his match Jonathan when Natalie meets her match with Flo.
I feel like also because I remember you. I mean, yeah, Milan is kind of like the Natalie, but at the same time, he's like a little worse than Natalie. Natalie just happens to like be annoying, so she gets under the other girl's skin. Milan goes out of his way to like
He
be
does.
annoying.
He does. He most definitely does. He does. He does go out of his way. He's going out of his way to do a lot of shit. And then what else did he fucking say, bro? Then he said some shit like, "Oh, I come to the conclusion that I'm not fighting in the house anymore." Why? Because you didn't want to running up on people anymore, so now you don't want to fight anymore in the house?
Hold on, wait. So did they already film the reunion?
Hell no.
I heard something. I thought I heard that William fought Dylan at the reunion.
Nah, they haven't. I would definitely know if they film a reunion. I think it's gonna come soon. I know they're pushing. Zeus has been pushing shit out really fast when it comes to the reunions, the shows itself. Um, just the longest things that Zeus, especially with One More Chance, like they're very very quick with this shit and pushing the shit out. But they have been very, very, very slow with coming out with season 3, Joseline's Cabaret reunion. Zeus has never had a point where they've shot and filmed the reunion, and then they're letting weeks to now a month almost go by and not air. Once they film that shit airs within a week or two, flat. Every show they've done. I even spoke to Judy, personally, and she was so amazed, she said, of how quick the reunion came. She said, because we literally just filmed it like 5 days ago, and then they released the teaser. I think she's like, that's crazy. It wasn't even, and then not even, and then we got the teaser, and then the next week, we got it. So 2 weeks, almost less than 2 weeks after they filmed the reunion, they aired it. Same thing with One More Chance. They filmed the reunion, and then we got it 2 weeks later. Joseline's Cabaret season 2. I don't think it was like 2 weeks later, but maybe 2 or 3 at the most. But it's definitely this lawsuit that has to do a big deal with what's taking so long of them airing this reunion. Because I guess they're trying to be as careful as they possibly can while giving the fans what they want.
Careful about what though? I don't get it. Like they have to be raw and uncut. That's their whole thing.
$25 million. What's this fucking lawsuit? It's crazy. Like
that's Joseline's money. That's not Zeus's
there's
money.
But there's a huge reason why Zeus is taking so long pushing out this reunion. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up?
Shit, Roy took the words out of my mouth. What's up? That's my shit.
Call in. We need your opinion.
Opinion on anything, because we still on the shit. We on we just ran off on, I guess, more so the episode ended, with them about to square up, and then we get the cliffhanger of them fighting. But more so,
tell us if you're Team Milan or team. Well, Team Milan versus Team Carry On, and then if you're Team Milan versus Team Jonathan.
Or do you even know Jonathan?
What's up?
I want to say good morning, but I'm laying down right now. But what's up?
It's okay. Not much. We're just talking about the episode. We're all excited for Jonathan to come in and bully Milan. How do you feel about that?
I'm waiting just like everybody else.
Are you Team Milan though, or what?
I'm Team Carry On.
Team Carry On, really?
Did. Yeah, but the thing that made me distaste of what Carry On did towards the end of the episode, even though I'm skipping over a lot, I didn't like how when he was talking with Milan, and even though he's upset that Milan hit him, If you're gonna run up on somebody, make sure you hit them. You can't just run up on
Exactly.
somebody and then just stand there for 5 seconds and act like you was gonna hit them, because
Just
you
stand
set
there.
off the chain of events for the second fight to happen. And then when
Exactly.
they showed the preview of the next fight, it just looked like Milan, who can't really fight at all, but it looked like he was low key whooping his ass, and it looked like Kieran was even hitting him back.
He
So,
was.
what's the point of you speaking like you're this big bad Hulk dude, but then when it comes to it, you're letting everybody basically beat your ass? Moolah hit him in his face. He did a whole 360, didn't even hit him back, and you didn't even try to hit him back. Like, Carrion talks a big game, and I can see that Carrion may hurt somebody because of what he's been through, but it's like these boys have not only dragged you verbally, they put their hands on you physically, made you look like a punk. Well, not really. Physically, they made you look like a punk, but verbally, he was standing on his own. They done dragged your father into it. They done bashed your personal life. Zeus is a free for all at this point. What are you waiting for?
It
Yeah,
really is.
no. Carry On needs to join the Amber lawsuit because like they are making him look the
Why?
worst out of all the bad boys. I feel like they're
Hey,
using
But
but
him.
I feel like
that's
everybody
blaming
in
on the
Zeus who
edit shit.
signs up for these shows, everybody in Zeus who signs up for these shows is very aware of how they
Exactly.
operate. They're not aware of what's going
Exactly.
to come their way, but
But at the same time,
they
I
are
feel like
very
they're.
aware of how they operate and set people up. And they're
But I
all
feel like
grown as hell.
They're looking out for Milan in a way. Like they always give him a good edit, and they make they're helping him have the appearance that he's running the house by like
Yeah.
having him be the one to put together the studio time, having him be the one to announce that they're all doing the fashion show. Like they're looking out for him.
I mean, yeah, it seems like that, but you have to understand he's also personal friends with Natalie, or he thinks he is in his head because she's really friends with nobody.
That
But
part.
my thing is that I don't feel like Milan is setting everything up. I feel like it's really the Zeus people, and I
It
feel like
is.
that studio scene. I feel like that was a setup because the dude that was engineering for them, his name was Matt. He works with Zeus. In the Baddies ATL
Matthew.
intro, that's him singing. So he works for Zeus. So I don't understand how
Damn.
you had to get up and leave your job. And you want me to sit here and believe that they didn't tell that man to purposely leave so they could have an argument
Oh
and
yeah,
start
of
some
You
shit?
know
course.
what? I
That
didn't
was
even think
once
about
again
that.
manufactured. That was once again manufactured drama. He works for Zeus. That's what he does for his living. You really think he's gonna stop his own job because he has
That's
to
what
go
right.
somewhere?
You're not
And
getting
because
paid
how are
like
you? Because think
you
about it like
can't.
this: how are
You
you,
can't.
as an engineer or producer, gonna sit here and leave a track unattended? You're supposed to bounce it, and you're supposed to save it before you leave. Then they could have just wrapped it up and went to the fashion show. But
Think it
because
was a
it's
setup.
Zeus, they need the drama and all that setup and all that shit,
Exactly.
and that's how all that bullshit happened.
Like, Kirion's a shit talker because it's his only form of defense. Oh well, he can't fight. I agree. I mean, I agree because he is talking a lot. He has been talking, popping a whole lot of shit, and he clearly can't fight. I mean, I said it even like Mullah. I wouldn't even think Mullah really snuck him because it was kind of face to face, and he got him like 1-2, busted his shit. And then, as we see the cliffhanger, this episode ends. Milan looks like he was really getting him. Like Milan got like good 3 or 4 hits on him, and they're like face to face was not sneaking up and wasn't shit. So Carrion definitely can't fight, but he does talk a whole lot of shit.
So, Safion, though, when
But,
you say your team
but,
carry
but
on,
between the
is it
two, I'm still kind of team Carrion over Milan at this
oh you
point.
too? Yeah, so is it because you feel if you feel bad for carry on?
Hell no.
I
I
feel
just think
like that's what it
Milan's just doing
is.
entirely too much, and
No, it's
I
not
think
that I
Zeus
don't
is
feel bad
behind
for
him.
him.
Not
It's
at
not that
all.
I feel bad for him, even though I do feel bad for him to a certain extent, but he is grown. He can always walk away from the whole situation, but he chooses to stay, and he knew what he was signing up for.
And he
Two,
chose to run up
I
on him and not do shit.
I'm right. I'm Team Carry On because I like his personality. I'm not Team Carry On because of the drama. I'm Team Carry On because he's himself, because he's more so on the positive side, and he is a little bit mature than half of the other cast members. I just wish that he would just stick up for himself physically. And I just talked about this on my panel with my two co-hosts, and they said that Kirion can really hurt somebody. He was trying to restrain himself because he has a lot to lose. And on top of him being on this murder case, allegedly, it just wouldn't have been a good look had he would have fought Milan. But here's my thing. Once again, Kirion knew what he was signing up for. Second of all, you had people put their hands on you left and right this whole entire time. This was a perfect opportunity, especially if you were going to run up to get your lick back. But the fact that you ran up and didn't hit him and you just stood there as if acting like you were going to, and then you actually brawl and he's actually getting you, it's just sending me. I just don't agree with that. Like you could have stuck
So
up for
why?
yourself physically.
So why do you all say that? Oh, obviously he could really hurt them. Blah blah blah. Is it because he's a part of that murder case right now or whatever?
No, and I don't
No.
know why other people think that, but I feel like if Tyrion wanted to fight back, he would have fought back. And he's not fighting back no one. Everybody's touching him basically, and he's talking about how he can bring the Hulk out, but I have not yet to see the Hulk. I've been seeing Winnie the
No.
Pooh the whole time.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not team Carry On. Like I think if Milan is, Carry On should just leave if he's gonna allow them to just bully him like that.
Why
Right,
isn't he fighting
but
back though? Man? Why is he not fighting back?
they probably
What's the
told him
reason?
not to fight Milan back though, because production be. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of secret that I know. So you guys remember how K Capri had fought Wet Wet?
Yeah.
Yes.
So K Capri said on her live that Jocelyn had made her or asked her to.
Yes.
When I had
Yes, she
brought K
did.
Capri on my panel to interview her, which you can go see her on the official King Payne's channel, we interviewed K Capri for about 45 minutes. She told us that she wanted to fight her because she was annoying, right? So
Right.
when Riri went on Rocky's Baddie Life podcast or whatever that shit is, Riri had explained and exposed that the producers originally wanted K Capri and Riri to fight, but they didn't want to fight each other because they're roommates. And then they had told her, they gave her a choice to fight Amber or fight Wet Wet. And if she didn't take either one or both, she was going to be sent home from the show. So that's why
Sent
she
home.
originally fought Wet Wet. But she's telling everyone else that production made her. Then it switched to Jocelyn. Then it switched to she
She
chose to
did.
because she was annoyed. Um, yeah, so production definitely has their hand in a lot of things, and then they like to hide their hands. That's why I feel like with this whole reunion lawsuit, I feel like they might get something, but 25 million, that's a stretch. No.
Is it
Because when
because
you
there's
watch
like
the trailer,
multiple girls? Like they're gonna give each girl 5 million or something. That's what I think it is.
well, here's the thing.
Anything?
From what I heard, it was Amber. I think K Capri's involved in it. And Riri. Now Riri actually got jumped. I believe that.
I thought it
I
was
feel
Henny,
like I
Riri, and Amber, and
no, Henny's not in the lawsuit. I think it's
last
Amber, and I
season.
think it might be K Capri, and I think Riri's in it. And I heard Lexi
I
Glow
didn't
was in
know
it, but
Pega Pig
Lexi
was in
Glow's
it.
been kissing
But new
Jocelyn's ass the entire season, and she's been licking her feet, and she's been looking everywhere she's been walking. Now all of a
Big
sudden she's ceasing to
Lex is
desist.
in it.
I call it bullshit, and I feel like because the system is not made for black people, and I'm gonna just be brutally honest, it's sad to say, the system is like bleach. It does not work with colors, but it works well for whites. Because Riri is a part of that lawsuit, is why I said they might see something. Now, if it was Amber alone, she might not win. Because when you pull a lawsuit out on the company of Zeus, the contract that you signed to, you, off the bat, from the entire season, was putting your hands on everybody. You were very, very aggressive towards what she did nothing to you, and they edited that even if she did to make it seem like she didn't do anything to you. You then again were bullying Chanel multiple times, and then you put your hands on Black Diamond, which was
Whole
well
season.
deserved. Moral of the thing is that you have been shown to be very, very aggressive and very, very negative towards the girls with your slick ass mouth. Now that this happens, now all of a sudden it's a problem. And I don't agree with Ballistic putting his hands on her because you can see at the end of the trailer, he's
Yes,
grabbing
you
her by
can.
her hair and she's swinging.
Y-
That they
Yes, you
obviously
can.
showed that. So there's no undenied proof that he put his hands on her, but we don't know how it happened. But I'm not making excuses for a grown ass man because if you go
But
back, he was charging that big Lex. So that's why the case is up in the air and it can go either way. It's kind of like the O.J. Simpson case. Everybody wants to see what's going to happen.
I
But
heard that
25
Ballistic's
mil.
name wasn't
Here's
in.
the
I heard
part.
Ballistic's name wasn't in the lawsuit though.
But okay,
See,
with
but
this
that's the thing
contract
though.
signing, what contract is Amber signing or any of these girls signing that says is saying that well, Jocelyn, not the host of the show, can touch you, but you can't touch her, but Ballistic can touch you and run up on you. Like you can, there's nowhere in the contract that they're signing that it allowing for Ballistic to put his hands on any of them. It's not possible.
Well, she said she was pulling a lawsuit on all of them. If it was a
Right.
lawsuit against Ballistic, she was definitely gonna win. But because it's Jocelyn and Zeus, and they have footage of her acting like an animal, that's why I said she's probably not gonna win. She should have just stuck it on Ballistic
I agree.
So why do you think
instead of making
they
it the
left?
whole.
Why do you think they left Ballistic out of it?
Well, that's why she's suing the entire Zeus Network because Ballistic is part producer of the show, and she feels like
Oh,
she
I
wants
see.
to sue Zeus because security was not doing their job the right way. Security was holding them back versus holding the other party back, and that's why she feels like she got set up. But once again, you knew what you were signing up for, and you were the aggressor the entire season. So it's going to be hard for the judge to win in your favor because you are also seen putting your hands on other people. Even with K Capri, if her name is in the lawsuit, I don't know, I don't care, not my business. It's you fought wet because somebody told you to. Can't nobody make you unless they had a gun to your head or twist your arm. And
Right.
then when she fought Black Diamond, you jumped in it. Y'all basically jumped that little ass girl, and you were also the aggressor because you got into a lollipop. So it's like
You
them
mean
suing
Gaia?
somebody is really not gonna work. Her too. Like them
You
suing
said
somebody is not really gonna work in their favor because they're shown as being the aggressor too, and the judge is gonna be like, you know what, this is a mutual thing. But you girls were all acting like fucking animals. Don't bother me with this shit in my courtroom. Case dismissed.
I just
So
don't
Zeus
know
has
what Kay Capri's lawsuit could be. Like, and nothing happened to her in the reunion. She just had a one-on-one with Lollipop.
right.
Probably because she
So
almost went blind on the show or whatever, according to her.
yeah, but she would never be doing that unless this is exactly all jumping on the bandwagon of what Amber's doing. Because she would never be doing that if it wasn't for this happening with Amber. Kay Capri would not be doing a lawsuit over getting hit with the Red Bull can.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't like K Capri
No.
either, though.
Okay, so we're talking about Jocelyn's reunion. I know for a fact we get a one-on-one with Kay Capri and Lollipop, and that pops off at the beginning of the reunion. Henny runs up to fight either Black Diamond and or Raven, and they both
She said
jump
she
her,
fought
and
Raven.
Jocelyn jumps in. Okay, so Raven, Black Diamond jumps in, and Jocelyn jumps in and kicks Henny, sorry. And then I think the same thing happens with Henny. I think Jocelyn, Black Diamond, and Raven all jump Riri, and Henny. Then we get the Amber
She
situation
told
because with
me
Amber, she kicked her, and then Amber gets to her 5 minutes later and punches her, and apparently drops her, and that's when she gets snatched up by Ballistic. And then the only thing after that is what nobody's really talking about is Jocelyn walks up and smacks the shit out of Lexi Blow.
Henny told me personally that the minute they got on stage, K Capri and Lollipop went at it, they got up and fought, and
Yes.
then Raven and Diamond got up, and then that caused Amber and Henny to get up. So K Capri's fighting Lollipop, Amber's fighting Diamond, and Henny and Raven are fighting. Raven pulls out Henny's hair because she told me, and the second time they got up, I don't know. All I know is that that very first fight is when the shit actually hit the fan, and K Capri popped that whole shit off.
Was Henny part of the little tour in Miami?
No, she never was picked to be in
No.
either category. They
Oh,
just picked her because she was pretty. She even said she's not a dancer like that,
Right.
and she's very pretty. I've talked to her. We had an interview with her too. That's how I know some of the shit. Um,
I still think
yeah, but
Riri kind
she
of might have won. Like they totally edited that out. They never there was never a cash prize, but there was a winner of season 3, but they totally edited all that out. They didn't do anything with the winner. Cuz Chanel went live and said, yeah, the winner of season 3 is just the title. She didn't get a $10,000 cut like I did. But no, there was none. And I think Riri, got it. I don't think she gave it to Black Diamond or Raven. I think Riri might have won. I just don't understand. Okay, so this is now Amber, Penny, Riri, and Lexi, Lexi Blow, and so is that 4 or 5 girls that Joseline puts her hands on during that reunion, and feet. There's kicks, lots of kicks.
I don't know. All I want to see is that reunion, and I'm waiting to see Baddie season 2 LA.
Is it gonna be in LA? Oh yeah, because of ATL. Yeah, I think it is gonna be in LA. Yeah, it is LA.
They're filming right now. Bree from season 17's on it, and Persuasion from season 16's on it, and Christine and J-Lo. And I don't know if it's true, but they said Roly Poly from One More. Jayla Mina, that with the Claremont twins, she's on it. And I think they said, I don't know if it's true, Roly Poly Snacks Meals from One More Chance is on it, along with some of the girls from Blue Flakes Club, the Double Dose twins, and Krishan Rock and a couple other people.
I just know for a fact Natalie said, this is not a Bad Girls Club like reboot. It's definitely a split. Like it's gonna be some from Bad Girls Club, and then another half is just other well-known girls from other reality shows or even high status social media. I don't know. I'm just such a big Bad Girls Club fan that I wish they would keep it Bad Girls. I mean, 17 seasons. There's over fucking 100 girls. You could do this shit over and over, different girls every season, or even keep 4 and then add another 5, 6 every season. But with season 2, they're definitely not going that way.
I'm trying to figure out what the thing was because Natalie said like they're trying something this season that you've never seen on reality TV before. Like, what could that possibly be?
She just lying. She just saying that just to get people to tune in. Like, you can't believe anything that comes out her fucking mouth.
I was just about to say, anything that comes out of Natalie's mouth, that's not even taken with a grain of salt. It's just like, no.
Just like when she was saying she was holding auditions and she wants to give boys a chance, and you already knew who you was picking. And the people she picked were people that already is on a pedestal. And they asked Mangina to be on the cast, and I'm like, why are you asking this nigga who dresses like a female? And why are you trying to recruit the same people who already had a chance? If you're going to give people a chance, give people a chance. Don't sit here and grab other people from different shows who already had a chance just so you can get ratings. Because if that was the case, why are you trying to waste people's time? Like, there's people that live in projects. There's people that's going through stuff that could really use that Zeus money to get out of whatever they're getting out of.
And that's the audition tapes they were showing on episode 1 of Bad Boys. Now that was like real auditions. That wasn't what the fans wanted to see. Like that was cut of actual auditions from real people.
Anybody with a brain could have known that was just them editing it down. That was the audition tapes. See, Natalie thinks she's so smart. And she is to a certain extent, but she's that type of smart where she thinks she's smart, but you can literally see right through the bullshit. If you really can think real quick and have a brain, you can see that like she's just talking just to be talking. Like I already knew she was gonna pick people that were already of status. She wasn't giving nobody a chance because she wants the views and clicks. But where she fucked up was that everybody that's watching is literally like, what the fuck is this? And now she's getting a lot of hate mail from the world because she just keeps lying. It's like, just be real. Like, don't say you're gonna give people an opportunity and then you don't.
Of course, she wants the first season to be like foolproof. Like, she can't take that much of a risk to really cast regular everyday people. It has to be her friends because they want to make.
But here's the thing, though. One More Chance. We didn't even know none of them girls from A Hole in the Wall, and they made the show. Joseline's Cabaret season 2. I didn't know none of them girls before they got on there.
No, I feel like all the girls on One More Chance, they were like famous on Instagram. They were like
just like 1 or 2 or 3, not many. Mm-mm.
But I
There
feel
was
like I have to disagree because I didn't know who Yodeler was. I didn't know who Rolly. I found out was on Jerry Springer numerous times. But the rest
yeah,
of
but
them girls, like Wakanda, I didn't know who she was.
I didn't know who any
Never
of those
heard of
girls was.
her.
It was just the one blonde girl. That was
Yeah,
it.
it was like
And
two or three people that was known, and the rest of them was like nobody.
yeah, no, there were
Season
nobodies.
two, it was nobody. They just brought Yodeler back, and it was some people who had followers but didn't really go viral. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I'm
what I meant.
saying?
Like
And then
they
for
have followings.
but some of
Mm.
their followers can be fake because you can buy subscribers, and I felt like that's the case with some of these boys. Like
Natalie
nobody
is
knew
delusional,
who.
low key, lol. Yeah, it's pretty delusional. Yeah, slow delusional.
So I
Some
get
reason
what
my
she was
time.
doing marketing wise, but at the same time, it's like if you were gonna pick known people, she could have did a way better job because this whole cast is not it. It's not
It's
it.
not. And not only that, if you go back and look at all these and everyone in the cast Instagram a year ago, she has pictures and they had pictures with her out in the clubs, out in these places. Like she knew every single one of these cast members on some kind of personal level. She didn't just meet or pick these guys and met them for the first time. And they shot this show within 2 months. I mean, a month and then had it out. And like then the next month, we got it 2 months. Because they're talking about like Super Gremlin, like a song that just came, like was popping not even like 6 weeks, 8 weeks ago. The whole fight with the baby at the bowling alley that was like 5 weeks ago, and all this is in the show. Like they did this show real fast. And what I'm saying is, over a year ago, every single cast member on their Instagram has multiple pictures of Natalie throughout. Like she knew all these people.
And they keep saying every event that they go to is their event. Like that event at the bowling alley, that was not their event. Y'all asked to go
No,
there and they just let y'all go. Like that was the baby's event. I don't know how they got in there, but even the fashion show, it was not their event. Like they keep saying our party, our party. Ain't nobody came out to see y'all. Like no disrespect. Like and everything in their confessionals just seems so mediocrely like reran. Like they just keep saying the same shit like bad boys this, bad boys that.
moolah.
Like that whole cast is just a no. Like Curtis is horrible in his confessionals. Milan is just a fucking queen in his confessionals. Mullah yells at the damn confessionals like he's far away. Like, you know,
Moolah is just
this whole cast is just a no. I have some favorites, but this whole cast is just a no. Like she could have did a better job. But I will
I
say
same.
don't know.
this.
The only one that I'm really mad about with the confessionals is Dylan because he definitely
I
says
hate Dylan.
everything in the confessional, but never says anything like when he's in real life with them.
Dylan and William
Yeah, like he's
Descares.
annoying. Dylan's just like furniture. He's like watching paint dry. He's just there, and it's just like he's trying to find his like fitting in this group, being the only white boy. But it's just like
It's
he's
alright.
just weird. Like not in like a negative way, but it's like why are you here? Like get him
Right.
out of here. Like that type of weird. It's like you're not doing anything. You're just not saying anything. He doesn't bring anything to the scenes. You know, he's low key a follower. He flip flops. He'll say one thing and then do another based on majority votes of how scared he is. And then in his green screens, he's giving a whole different attitude. It's like just like the whole thing with Milan and Carry They all were annoyed that Milan kept going on and dragging him, but they're in their green screens talking about him. Then they have that house meeting and nobody's confronting him. Nobody's telling them how they feel. Like just tell the nigga just shut up. Like what y'all scared for? I would have told him to shut up, and if he would have wanted to fight, I wouldn't have did what Carry did. I would have followed up with whatever I had waiting for him. Like it is what it is. Like
And that's why
don't
I'm
sit
saying he
here.
runs the house. They are too afraid to like say anything to him.
Or maybe they
So
probably telling them to not like. I don't know. Maybe they told him not to like. You never know because production always got their hand in everything. They probably told him like, oh y'all can't say what y'all really want to say, or y'all can't do this and do that. But that's why I don't understand. Like he was on live with the CEO, mad because he was talking to Jonathan, and then he was complaining to the CEO, saying Jonathan could have hurt my friend and put him in the hospital. But what about all the shit that you did? You fought everybody from Darrell all the way up to Curtis, and now you're somebody comes in your height, your size, and sizes you up. Now all of a sudden you cease and desist. Like no, you free for all too.
well, we
And
haven't
if you
seen
was
we I was gonna say we haven't seen the scene where like the cops come yet, so maybe that's what he's talking about. Like he really did some damage.
But I feel
He
like
tried to
whether
kill
the
someone.
cops come or not, it's like you had all that energy for everybody that you felt you was bigger with because you let Natalie pump your fucking head up trying to be like her instead of being like yourself at the old age that both of y'all are. And then on top of that, now you're mad because they're talking to Jonathan and you're mad because you thought they were gonna have loyalty to you. You were just the same as the rest of them. They just wanted you to be the tap dance monkey. You did it, and now they're done with you and they're moving to the next. You're just mad because you didn't get what you wanted out of it. That's why I am not going on any show doing anything a producer wants me to put someone else in harm's way. Because not only am I going to look stupid, and not only am I not going to get no opportunity because nobody's going to want to work with me after that, this is their final stop. All of them, especially Milan. Some of them may get far, but they're only going to get so far. But I can't wake up to having so much hate mail and so much hate comments every single day. Like I know Milan got a little couple of people that's kissing his ass right now, but those are the people that's trying to get up under him to use him if they see him in person because they want clout attention, they want to be seen. They don't really care for you. And then on top of that, everybody hates you because of how you acted. Now you're mad because the CEO did you wrong. Then he calls Natalie on live. Natalie doesn't even answer his phone. They don't give a fuck about you. You're mad because you did something that you knew that was going to make you look bad. So if he wants to be mad, I really don't care. I can't wait to see what Jonathan's gonna bring. It's about time. He's about to know his place, and I hope Milan keeps that same energy that he was giving everybody else. You claim you're from Chicago. Now it's time to really put it into action.
It's clear he
Represent.
doesn't. He already called his little friend to like help him, to back him up. He couldn't even handle it himself.
I feel like that was also manufactured either just to have Rio's entrance in the house, and this is why Natalie's not a good EP. Natalie doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't. She just wants to just have a title just to seem like she's invincible, but she's just not a good EP. Like they need to get
Yeah,
somebody else to run the show. You can't go from a Ratchet TV and thinking you can produce a Ratchet TV because you're doing the exact same shit that Oxygen was doing, but 10 times worse.
but I feel like it's she. I don't think she picked Rio. I feel like Milan was like, "Hey, can my friend come?" And then like
Yeah, I
they let him
definitely
bring his
think
friend
that.
on.
I definitely think that, but I just feel like that's another thing. Why are you giving a cast member majority of the power? You claim this is your show. You should have been like, no, I already have somebody else coming in. It's just like the show is just trash. Like Zeus
I
Network's
feel like
not trash, but this show is trash because
I
she
feel
she
like
does a horrible job.
if not from the first episode, probably from when William came in or when William left, I feel like they've probably been looking for some cast members to be replacements, and like no one wants to
No,
do it.
William leaving. No,
Uh,
William leaving was already pre-planned. They told
we
him
and
that he
we
was only going to
discussed
be there
that. We
for a
thought
certain
that.
amount of time, and that he was going to be gone by a certain amount of time. So they had
We
to
thought he was
fix
a
it to make it
decoy. We
look like
said
it
that
was the
episode
problem
two.
and that he got scared. Because if you go back to that, Mullah was going off and nobody came to his defense, but everybody had a problem with it. Just like the whole Carry On and Milan situation. Y'all all was talking shit about Milan. Y'all couldn't stand him this and the third. But then when it came down to it, nobody said shit to him in that living room. Y'all allow that behavior because you guys don't say shit. Y'all had a problem with Mullah going off on him. He ain't twerked on no damn Mullah. And y'all all know it. Y'all didn't say that. Y'all didn't come to his defense because why? Production told him to not say nothing because this was his exit out and it was going to make sense for the other boys to come in that they really wanted.
And they should have already had these boys lined up as replacements. And the only thing I could think of, like going back to Baddies ATL with Sydney bringing in Megan without, really bringing it to the house's attention, even though Megan was already originally on the cast, but ended up dropping for whatever reason. And they had such a big problem with Sydney having Megan over. She was supposed to, I guess, like stay a night and be an episode, go out to the club and whatever. You say you want Milan to keep the same energy when Jonathan rolls up in the house. He's not. He gets a Rio in there to pretty much back him up and help him out
And
because
then
he
they got
can't
to
handle it
fighting, and
himself.
Milan let him fight and got his ass whooped, and Milan didn't jump in or do nothing. And then
Three
they was on
times.
live. Then they was on live, and then Milan was making a big deal of it, and Rigo wasn't saying shit. Then the CEO gets on like, "What's the problem?" Rio. Oh, I don't have a problem with nothing. Milan. Well, I got a problem. Like you basic. I wouldn't have been friends with Rio after that because Rio probably was bitching, and now that the CEO who put money in his pocket is like, what's the problem? Now you backtracking, but you got Milan sitting here acting like an ass for you. That friendship ain't real. If I was Milan, I would have never been friends with him. But Milan, ain't nobody told you to fucking play Captain Save-A-Ho. You playing Captain Save-A-Ho for everybody, but you ain't playing Captain Save-A-Ho for when a nigga want to fight you like Jonathan. It's just weird. And that whole Megan shit, the same shit. Megan was already coming on, but because Megan had obligations for WeTV when she did that show Notorious Queen, she's on contract, but she wasn't really supposed to do another show. So they allowed her to do a cameo. And that's why she popped up. They had to make some type of entrance to make it make sense for when she came. That's
And
why.
they
She don't
made
give a
it
fuck
seem
about no
like
Cindy Star.
right, but that's how they made it seem like they played it out like Sydney Stardust invited her and to start trouble and not run it by them and it being this whole big thing with
Natalie was just fucking scared. Natalie's been scared of Megan since they first even met each other. She's been scared. She's scared. That's why she did
yeah,
that.
she was
Because
scared
she
shit
didn't
with
think
Megan
Megan
when
was
she
gonna
was trying to
come.
run up her an all-star battle.
Natalie only gets like that when security's around her, and it, I don't. She didn't fight Seven. Seven called her out the reunion because she already knew she was gonna lose. But she jumps in Judy's faces. Like she knows who to try, and it's
Judy's
just like it's
face.
getting old at this point. Just like the whole situation with Red when they was on the conversation. She knew she was gonna be favored, have all that security, but in the streets she would have never. She would have called the cops. Why do you think she don't want to fight Camilla? Because Camilla knows actual game bangers that could literally take Natalie the fuck out of here. Natalie has not.
I
She's
thought they
not from
did
the hood.
fight in the
She's
little
from the
boxing.
suburbs.
They did.
Huh?
Not
They,
they did.
didn't they fight doing the boxing?
They
They did a
did fight
Natalie
boxing
doing the
and
fight.
boxing, but
Camilla.
they was cool at that time.
They were.
But my thing is like, Natalie talks like she's from the hood. She's from the suburbs. She was spoon fed. She had a perfect life. Like she grew up rich, spoiled. She had a very perfect life, and she just trying to act like she had this hard knock life. Like no, she got what she got easy. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just like you have everything that you would want, and you're still not satisfied. The fact that you, as an EP, would release somebody's mugshots if you claim you got all this money, why are you sitting here stooping to someone who you basically quote unquote put on? I would have been kicking my feet up. If you got all that money, what is you sitting here arguing with the people that you quote unquote put on? And you have a
Because
daughter. Like
more
that's another thing.
drama
Like,
will get her more money.
but here's the thing though. This is why nobody else that's bigger than Zeus Network wants to work with her or wants to be around her because of the shit that she pulls. You are 40 years old with a 5-year-old child. You need to grow up at some point. You really need to. Like that whole conversation with her, Red, that was cringy. I have never watched it ever since the first time because it's like you're
I watched that
fighting
shit back like
someone
4 or
who you
5
should have
times.
fought at that time. But yet now she wants to try to fight Winter, but you don't want to address Camilla.
And
Every
also,
time
I want
someone
to
brings
point
up
out like that
We
whole
talked about that.
Red versus Natalie conversation would totally like help Amber's case too because they clearly were like keeping Red and a little bit there, even though they were trying to leave. They were clear.
When I was watching past conversations, with Hazel and what's her face, and then another one, they had their phones. Why were they keeping Red and Little Bit's phones? Like, and then
Yeah,
Natalie, I thought she had her phone. Like, why were they holding their phones? And in previous conversations, they were walking up and sitting down the chair with their phone. They had their phones.
and the name
Why
was
were they
Matt,
holding their
right? A little bit.
phones?
She was calling out for Matt like the whole time.
Matthew.
That's the Matt that's on Bad Boys, right? The producer with the little yarmulke.
The white
yeah.
guy. I
Yeah,
thought it was that Kufi or what the fuck you call that? No,
I
that
don't
could
know.
be
Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. Don't. I don't. Maybe.
because Yarmulke
I
is
can't go
Jewish.
on
The
Zeus.
Kufi's just like one of those like knitted hats.
You say you can
I
go on
can't do
Zeus.
them
What?
type of shows. I can't do them type of shows on Zeus because they're not setting me up. Because if I get set up, everybody's getting hit.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
literally, I will
Like
really drag it
watching
to the point
season
where the cops
one,
will have to come. I will really drag it to the points where I will have the whole SWAT team out because they do these things where they set people up and they want to show. But then when it gets out of hand and the cops are called and they're like, we have to shut the whole shit down, now it's like, a cease and desist type of situation. I don't think Zeus is trash because I watched Zeus, but I feel like they need to stop giving people so much power because they're gonna walk up on the wrong ones one day, and I would hate to see somebody got, some a point of no return situation happens because they play too much with people. You can't play with everybody. It doesn't
Zeus
matter how
got
many security you got. You don't know who's
I don't
cousins
know.
with who. You don't know who's cousins with the higher power that could shut the whole network down. You gotta. That's why I feel like they purposely pick people that are mentally unstable, mentally not there, physically unstable, that they can control. They don't really
Do
want to
you?
have someone that they can't have nobody like me on there because I have a lot of sense to know when to walk away from the bullshit, like not address the bullshit, and when there is some bullshit.
But
I got
that's what
my
I'm saying.
note.
There's a way to like go on there and play their game and still win.
Yeah, but I feel like the fans will call. See, the internet is an undefeatable power. The internet can literally drag anything you did 20 years ago, and they will not let up. They will keep going and going. There's people that live for this stupid shit that will keep going and going and going and going and going just to make you feel some type of way. And we are living in a society where if the internet feels like you bullshitting, they will get you and they will not stop. That's why I don't understand how Milan can sit here and just be. I know his inbox is booming with a lot of hate mail. Same with Natalie because they keep doing shit where people can easily pull their card. And I feel like that's why Natalie's always on live just ranting because that's just her way of getting her frustration out, which is fine. But it's like if you want them to stop harassing you so much, because Natalie's not that hard to find. She's not that hard to find. She's not that hard to talk to. You can't keep playing around with everybody. You don't know who knows who that could put your family in harm's way. That's why you need to be an adult and stop doing things that are so teenager like. Like leave that to the people that you hire and to do whatever on the show that you own or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I feel
all I
like
gotta say.
Natalie is graduating to that level now where she doesn't have to do anything herself. She gets Milan to do it instead. But I agree with what you're saying about
But
Milan.
Milan is a fucking
Milan does
idiot
look bad.
because Milan is a
He's
fucking
Natalie's
idiot
age,
because
acting like he's like 20.
yeah, like he's the same age as her, and he's putting himself 6 feet under for her, and she don't give a fuck about him, and he knows that.
But
That's why he's stupid.
at the same time, it's like people would say that they tried to set up Big Lex. But do you think she's considered successful for starting her own show, even if it is just on like I don't know whatever it's on another app or whatever? But like
Yeah, I mean,
she was able to
but
get out of Zeus and still be successful.
yeah, because she did that. She took it and ran with it and turned it into something, and that's what some of the girls from Bad Girls Club did. But even Ellie, she ran and took it and made it into something. Look at her now,
That's what I'm
and I
saying. So
applaud
there's no
her.
telling. Like Milan might be able to still spin this in his favor afterwards.
But
Like
here's the
maybe.
thing, though. Milan is a gay black male, and a lot of the industry is very homophobic. Natalie is a light skinned black woman who's very pretty. She's not ugly, so it's easy for her to get her foot right in there. Milan is a whole different character, and Milan acting like this is not going to make people want to work with him. Now he's attached his name to something that's detrimental, like a show called Bad Boys, and nobody wants to fuck with him. They wasn't fucking with him on Love and Hip Hop. Why do you think that they let him go? He begged Zell Swag for his job back. And I heard that Zell Swag was supposed to be on the cast, but Milan begged them to not put him on because he was scared of him.
I didn't watch his season of Love and Hip Hop.
I did. It was he. I knew Milan as basically being fucked on the side, and it's like you got the nerve to talk about Carry On, but we all know you from being the bottom that was fucked on the side that didn't even get picked and got dumped.
How long was he on Love and Hip Hop for?
Like the whole season, but it was just like I
Notes
don't
I
know.
took
Milan is just
in this
cringy. I'm not even
episode.
gonna keep talking about him. Like I just don't care for
Wait,
Milan.
all right. Wait, what notes are you talking about, Charlie?
I was just going past my notes of the episode again, making sure I hit everything. Because now we're just talking about like just our regular overall opinions on Zeus Network and the shows. Just so
But
to make
I'm
sure
gonna
we hit
go, guys.
everything on
I have
episode
to go to
6.
bed, but thanks for having me on. I will try to catch you guys again next week.
All right, thanks for stopping by, and
I
Welcome,
we definitely
Gino.
appreciate it, man. Definitely
yeah,
You're
definitely
appreciate it.
come
welcome. Bye,
back.
Gino. Bye, Charlie.
See you.
I remember. I one question for him. I was just gonna ask him how he felt about Gutta. Damn.
I feel like Gutta, like I was so excited. I can't not. He's not as bad as Fallon, but you know when Fallon on the previews for Backwards Club that season, I was so excited to see her on the season, and then she kind of ended up being kind of pointless. That's kind of how I feel about Gutta. Like he just screams a lot, but he doesn't really like do anything else.
Anybody that's watching on stream, like, and drop down in the chat your comments. Who's your favorite bad boy? Who's your favorite bad boy the whole season right now? If y'all want to go, if you would like to share. I'm just curious of who is the fan favorite? We at episode 6, it's episode 7. We're past the halfway point.
I feel like Relly
People's
would probably be
mind
the.
can
I feel like
change.
Relly and Gutta are the fan favorites. People are gonna hate Milan, obviously, even though he is like the main character. He's a main character, but I wouldn't say he's a fan favorite. He's like the favorite to hate.
It's definitely an Natalie situation. You love to hate her.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I feel like Curtis is also one of those like he's just there. He's like the Stephanie of season 10. He's also kind of pointless, but he does.
he's extremely neutral. We got Gutter and Darrell, so
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I said, right? That's what I'm saying. They're obviously, I don't know. Even I mean, what I said about Gutta still stands though. Like he's fun to watch, but as far as the show, he's not like moving the show forward. I don't think.
Gutter.
Especially now that it seems like he kind of backed off of Carry On. Like they were kind of close, and now like they.
I don't know. This episode definitely was a little huggy, and he was Gutter was definitely gushing over him again, and they gave the hug, and it was a pretty I don't know what kind of hug you want to call it, but it wasn't a dab. Which also what I caught with Mullah and Milan when they was kicked back and talking about the night before and what happened, and Milan was just saying whatever his take on what happened was, all this shit talking while they were recording, and then as they finished conversation and the scene ended, they dabbed up, and if you would see Mullah and Curtis dab up, like grab and like you tell you like chest hit. When it was Mullah and Milan dabbed up, it was like a little hand, and then Mullah barely like reached out like one side of the shoulder to like touch his shoulder, and there was a pure like this much distance in between.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I must have missed that. I need to watch it again. But
yeah, that's where it was just them two having a little conversation in the room, and it ended like that. But that dab up was definitely like, oh, Mullah was definitely kept this little distance in between. Definitely wasn't no chest to chest.
I think this is the first time that Mullah didn't mention anything about sexuality, though.
No, just being almost a diva, saying like, "Oh, I didn't like the clothes. I didn't like that we couldn't get little haircuts." Like it was just being very diva.
I can see that, but it seems like he just wanted to feel like he was running the house for something. It wasn't, Milan brought them to the studio. Supposedly Anthony was the one that was supposed to bring him to the fashion show. Mullah just had to bring his 2 cents in. And he did it in the studio too. When they played that first beat, and he was like, "No, we should pick another beat." Blah blah blah. Like he was the first one to say, "Let's listen to the next one," because he wanted it to be like his choice first, and everyone else kind of agree with him. I feel like that's what it was.
Yeah, and y'all just jump into the conversation. Drop a comment below. Who's your favorite bad boy this season? Who is your favorite bad boy? So for you, just going back to episode 5 real quick. Whose verse did you like the best?
I'm trying to think.
Or
I
did you
feel
get to
like
hear? Did you get a chance to hear the whole song
I
outside of the
didn't. Did
show?
they release? Did they release the whole song?
I think so.
I don't think they did, but I will
I
say
know
they
this.
showed
I
they
know
showed
this.
most of Milan's verse, so I feel like
I
Milan
know.
so far
Yeah, they
sounds like he
did
had the best.
filming the verses, yes, but this episode, while they were kind of doing the runway walks, when it was their turn to walk, they kind of hit their verse on the song. They went back,
I
except
still think they
Relly
didn't show a lot.
didn't have anything.
Yeah,
It was. I definitely heard Gutta's verse a whole lot more this episode. I heard
I
Mullah.
like Gutta's freestyle more than his verse on the Bad
I
Boy
heard
song.
Mullah's verse when he was walking. I think I might have heard Curtis. I just don't think I heard anything from Dylan or Relly. Did Dylan even do a verse? I know Relly didn't.
He said he was going to, but he never did.
Damn. Why the fuck is
And
Dylan there?
I don't like Dylan's friendship with Gutta. Why is Gutta friend? Gutta's only that's why I say that he kind of backed off from Carry On, because now he's being friends with the only other person he can be friends with, Dylan.
I don't think necessarily backed off from it. I just think he has kept his distance a little more this episode with all the drama and bullshit going on. But there was an entire scene of Gutta checking in on Carry On, and they
Well, of
ended
course,
with
into a fight.
and it ended
They're
with a
friends. That's
pretty
the whole thing. That's what he
sweet hug.
said.
They ended the conversation with a pretty sweet hug.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I wanted there to be drama with Gutta. I didn't want him to just be like the one as consoling people all the time.
Yeah, and we had our little comments, our theories, or whatever. If there's anything going on outside the house before with Gutta and Carry On, but I don't know. I don't really think so much anymore. I don't really think
I think
so.
there was before they started the show, and
You
then like
think
as the
that's
show, yeah, I feel like they definitely in that little one night they spend at the hotel before they go to the house that they don't, they didn't air. I mean, they aired them getting onto the bus from the hotel, but you know what I'm saying. I feel like something happened there.
I don't know what is going on with my mic and cam.
What happened?
I don't know. It just seems to keep cutting out. When I'm looking up and I'm talking and I see you, like my cam's is out, and then I don't know, and then it's back
Oh,
on.
yeah, I do see. I thought you were doing that yourself. I thought you were
No,
like, oh, okay.
no. I definitely we hit every level. We did a very in-depth review of episode 5 last week, and again on episode 6 this week. And as far as Joseline's Cabaret, we just got to the point blank fact that they looks like they are going to show ballistic snatch up Amber. And I said from the beginning, I think they're gonna cut to black. I think, gonna cut the whole screen to black once it's about to happen, and then come back, after it happens, stream back on. Looks like they're gonna show it. The only thing, I think we might get another trailer, because I'm thinking, it's not gonna come on till May, because Zeus wants you to subscribe for another month, and Bad Boys, I think Bad Boys only has a good 3 or 4 episodes left, so
How you feel about the alleged Baddie season 2
that's a
cast?
very good question. How I feel
I
about
just
it,
don't want Bree on there. I was good on Bree. I didn't like her on her
I like Brie.
season.
I like Brie.
Why? She's annoying.
And there's
She's like
some more annoying girls. I think Brie.
She's like a wannabe Sarah.
I just think she's real, and she
No,
beats
she's not.
She beats some ass in the house. I don't see what's really fake about her. Even at the reunion towards the end, she came to terms with two of the girls and says like, "We are grown ass women. Like we are here to like get the bag, whatever. We do not like need to be like fighting." And I forgot who against it was. I know first she was going with Suzanne. Oh, to fight Key again. She was like, "I ain't got no reason to sit here and fight her again. Like it's stupid." Like,
nah, but I don't like how she had a problem with Susan. You're absolutely right. I was team Susan.
Well, I did go back and there was tweets. Susan did make tweets about Brie being a stripper, and she acted like on the reunion that she had no idea who she was or what she was even talking about. Tweets were deleted, but of course, her fans screenshot that shit in a second. So it's like, what you lying about?
But
And Brie's like,
she didn't
and
mean it
Brie's
on
like,
like she didn't mean it as on a personal level, and Brie took it personally because she wanted to act tough on the reunion.
I think it was personal. She was talking about Brie. Brie's nowhere near my favorite, or even top 10.
I feel like she wouldn't be on there if Natalie and Sarah had that falling out. I feel like she took Sarah's spot. That's what it is.
Just because she's a white blonde girl?
Yeah, exactly. They needed a blonde, for demographic purposes or whatever.
My take on the alleged cast of baddies is they could have done so much better. Where's Lucci V?
I'm good on her too. Like I don't.
It's just like
I like her on season 9.
I'm good on girls that are not a part of the Bad Girls Club franchise. Because I'm a super Bad Girls Club fan, and I wanted this to be a reboot of the Bad Girls Club series. And we got that with season 1, plus Sydney Star. But with season 2, it looks like, including Natalie, I think we're getting, 3, 4, or 5 Bad Girls total. And I think they're going to do 10 girls this season, and the other 5 girls apparently from Zeus, Roly Poly being one. And it's definitely, I know for a fact, I think it's like 2 or 3 girls I've never even heard of. And I don't know really how I feel about that. I don't. My take on it is I'm half excited and I'm half disappointed.
I kind of agree with them, putting some VH1 members on there as part of the show, but to cast other Zeus, I feel like that's because it's one thing to have these bad girls be on a show with other VH1 celebrities. That kind of puts them up a notch a little bit, like half a notch. You know what I mean? But to cast Zeus, it doesn't make sense. They're all on the same level. But I feel like that's part of Lemmy's doing too, because Natalie always talks about how she has ideas, they have ideas, they meet somewhere in the middle. I feel like that's part of her contract of being an EP is like you have to include these other Zeus people.
Well, Natalie and Lemmy and Zeus, I feel like they could have cut a whole different show with that. With girls from VH1, you can go Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives. Hell, even bring a fucking crazy bitches from Real Housewives, like all different franchises.
I feel like that's gonna happen soon. Like
they should do that, but I think Baddies should have been a continuation of a spinoff of the reboot of Bad Girls Club.
I mean, it all started with season 16. That was the first little crossover when Erica Mena was the host. It's like, what was she doing on Bad Girls Club?
She was a co-host. Tanisha was the host.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You know what I mean.
I do know what you mean, but that wasn't the first time. That was, I think, the second or third season where Tanisha had somebody doing backstage interviews with her, or maybe it's the second. I know Erica did the one, but there's another season where I can't remember who the girl was that was doing covering the backstage for Tanisha being on stage.
Yeah,
But even
I'm not
that,
sure.
even having Erica Mena being a guest co-host is nothing to do with what I'm trying to say, that of Natalie and Lemmy and Zeus getting a show together of girls from all different franchises shows, just like a bunch of bad girls, and doing a new show. I just wish they kept the baddies ATL, baddies LA, baddies Miami, whatever city they're going to
I
do for
mean, the
season
thing
two,
is,
three. I wish they would have kept it bad girls.
if they were gonna do, I can't, I halfway agree with you. If they were gonna do it like how you're talking about, I still don't think that it should only be veteran bad girls. I think that they should really do a season of new girls that audition and we've never heard of them before, and they do the show like where they all move into the house. I feel like since they're veterans, they are on the same level as the VH1 girls. They are on the same level as.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can see you now. I can see you now.
What the fuck? Yeah, I agree. I like that. I like that.
I feel like Baddies is the perfect show to bring all of them together. Like, what would you, what would the other show be called?
I mean, you could bring it like, you know, with continuation with the baddies, and then maybe 10 girls, have 6 or 7 of your favorites, and then 3 or 4 just, I don't know, maybe new girls just coming in, or totally scrap all that out, keep baddies, do ATL, do baddies LA, do baddies Miami, do baddies whatever, keep the Bad Girls Club with that spinoff, and then do another spinoff where they're starting kind of doing Bad Girls over again. A Bad Girls like reboot where it's
I
all new girls
I know that they're out of
doing
contract
Bad
or
Girls Club.
whatever, but is that still considered like a copyright issue? Like copy
Yeah, well, it's
someone's
not called
format?
Bad Girls Club. Formats can always be twerked and adjusted and they're different. They don't have to do 7 girls live in a house, this and that, this and that. You fight, you get sent home, you get a replacement. Uh, by episode 10, you go out of country on a little vacation. They don't gotta do it step by step by step by step like Bad Girls Club, the mattress in the pool. It don't have to be that. It could still be a Bad Girls reboot with all new girls following a similar format that we're accustomed to, that we know, okay, this is Bad Girls Club, but not naming it Bad Girls Club and not stealing everything from Bad Girls Club and trying to make it say it's your own show, saying it's Zeus's show and saying it's Zeus's creation, when this has been done 17 seasons on Bad Girls Club. So I see what you're saying there too. But then again, that's more and more and more shows and more content and more reasons for people to stay subscribed to Zeus.
I don't know. I hope that there is a show coming soon on Zeus that's more like that. I don't think that they should make. I mean, Baddies is already different now. Like they can't go back now and change it. If
Right.
anything, that would be the new show. Like maybe Natalie has a third show on Zeus somewhere down the line. You know.
Definitely. I'm a personal fan. I like the Conversation series. I was one of the first couple were pretty good, and I didn't wasn't a big fan of Ray J and his girl, and then there was another dumb one, but I really liked a lot of them. Like even the ones with the 6 bad girls wasn't like the best, but it was pretty cool. Um, Rolling Ray and Bobby Lights. I mean, the show is fucking funny. Like the conversation's pretty good, and there's so many people with fucking famous beefs that you can have come sit down and have a conversation. Like, bring us Evelyn and Tammy Roman. Like, oh my god, there's so many combinations of girls with beef that you can have come and sit down and have a conversation and get mad fucking subscribers, mad fucking viewers.
Yeah, that show was
So,
genius.
huh?
That show was genius. Like that was a
Yeah,
good idea.
conversation someone needs to keep going. They need to really not let that totally sink and let a year or two go by. And
Yeah, is this the longest that they've had that they haven't had a conversation?
yeah, this has been.
I don't know.
This
If
is
I hope they're
the
not
longest
desperate enough
yet.
to get Winter, because like I said, I feel like I said it last time. I don't want to see Winter on there either.
I say at this point, I was, kind of 60-40, 50-50. But now I'm kind of back to the 60-40, 70-30% chance that there's a possibility that Natalie and Winston might have a conversation.
No, Camila before Winter, please. Let's have that.
It would be better, and I would love that, but I don't think Natalie's willing to do that.
Camila's not going to do anything. She's matured, hasn't she?
And just because you have a baby, and sure, look at Natalie. She's still Natalie.
I know, but obviously Natalie's scared of Camila, but I don't think Camila would do anything. Of course, she's going to defend herself, so I don't think Natalie would do anything.
But it's just, is the check right? That too. Like, I don't even know exactly if Camila's even down to do it. But these last, I would say, 2 or 3 months on YouTube, Natalie and Windsor every week have a new fucking video of them trashing each other and going back and forth. And a month and a half ago, Windsor said she was willing to do a conversation if the money's right. I'm waiting for a call. They ain't calling me, so fuck it. And then the very next day, Natalie called, and this was the first time. It was the second time. It was recent. The first time was right around Christmas. She was like, "We called you twice. You didn't answer. We left you voicemail. You didn't answer. We emailed you. You haven't responded. We can get this conversation done before Christmas and have this air after New Year's." And that was the first time. And this was December, January, and here we are in April, and they're approaching May. So 5 months now, and last week, both each had a new live dedicated to each other. They're still talking about each other hard, and it's been said on both sides about a conversation, and they're both willing to do it.
Also, what happened to the Dream Doll show? She said she was a while ago, before Baddies came on, and people were saying, "Is Dream Doll gonna be a baddie?" She was like, "No, I have my own show with Zeus." So when is that coming out? We need that. We need that.
I never even heard of such thing.
I think. Well, Dream Doll is said it herself. It's not like it came from Zeus.
I hope I brought my umbrella. Sounds so soon. Umbrella so sure. Down at 36. Zeus has so much potential, bro. And I was just hoping after One More Chance reunion, they were kind of get the little shit together a little bit more. I definitely think Bad Boys LA was rushed, and they
not as rushed as Baddies was. Baddies was the definition of rushed.
Oh, they both were. They both indeed were rushed. I just know Zeus. They have such a team, certainly a lot of people, to where they can put out and produce better content and better shows for us. It's like Bad Boys was so anticipated, and now that we're at episode 6, I don't know if you fucking read the comments, watch other people's podcasts, or on Instagram, or on TikTok, or on Reddit. It's very kind of 50-50. It's not everybody kind of loves the show. or whatever, and then other people have hate. It's
I
very
mean,
like
it's not as good as Jocelyn's Cabaret,
it's not.
definitely.
But going back, Justin's Cabaret. This
That's the best
reunion
show on Zeus.
that's coming is pure trash. I
Why is
thought
it
they would have got it.
trash? No,
I
it's
thought
not.
it is trash because
It's not the
I love the drama.
conversation.
I love the drama. I love the fights. But a reunion is when you sit down and you talk about and you watch clips of the season and you get to say your fucking final words, your final piece, because it's your final time, maybe on TV. You guys are all together and it's split into three parts. There's plenty opportunity to have all those fights while still trying to sit down and not squash beef, but talk about the shit. Like breaking the fucking bread, like getting to the fucking issues, saying the
Well,
shit that they
we haven't
wanted to
seen
say.
it. You don't know how long they talk for.
None at all. Even the guy who just was joining our lives said that Capri
Sapien.
Capri and Lollipop pop things off as soon as it starts, and then it just keeps going and going from there.
But see, the
I
reason
can
why I like it,
guarantee
like, there's
there's
obviously
no
there's gonna be yelling and arguing, and the reason why I like rewatching them is because like sometimes it's hard on the first watch to hear everything. So like the first time I watch it, I'll be listening to everything that Capri is screaming, and then the next episode I'm gonna hear everything that Lollipop is screaming. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be talking through
right.
arguments. They're gonna be screaming at each other. There's gonna be that dialogue. I feel like that's enough dialogue.
I tried to turn people on to Jocelyn's Cabaret. I tried to turn people on to Bad CTL. I tried to turn friends on to Bad Boys, but they can't get into it because all they're doing is yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling, and it's just like you said, they're not the type that's going to go and watch it a second or third time to pinpoint who was yelling about this, who was saying this. It's just too much for them, and it's just same network, different shows, but same outcome. Just a bunch of fucking yelling and screaming.
I don't know. You're right. I guess starting. I mean, if you're trying to get someone into the show, like it's gonna be hard to get into it. But
I
because
can't.
I'm used to that already, so it's
Yeah,
like I already know. I don't know.
and I kind of dig it to an extent. I'm just very big on drama. I love drama. I love the fights. I love the drama. So the more of that, the better. I just wish and hope. I don't even think that's even going to happen. That they have a full 5 minutes of them just sitting down talking on this
And
reunion.
also, isn't Janisha John? Is she married to Lemmy? Or are they going out or something?
The one with the short hair.
Yeah.
I know they're definitely 100% dating. I'm not sure if they're married, but I
Yeah,
know they're
that's kind of fucked
1000%
up.
together.
That's kind of fucked up for the CEO of Zeus to put his girlfriend in danger like that. But I guess she's
Yeah,
getting a
bro.
big check from it too.
Especially on Justin's Cabaret season 2 when she grabbed the candlestick going after Lexi Blow, and she was just like and then even in the trailer for this reunion, she gets up and she doesn't scream, but she yells, "Can we please like sit the fuck down and talk?" Can't like that wasn't word for word, but that's around what she goes on and says. Gets up and is yelling, "Can you please sit the fuck down and talk?"
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
She
but
asked.
that's the thing, bro. Like, come on, so we cut. Even if it's 2 parts, 45 minutes, hour and a half. Tell me an hour and a half is just gonna be them running around across stage, on stage, around the stage, backstage, is just fucking fighting the whole hour and 2 parts. The only thing we're
I
gonna
am
get,
excited to see I don't care about the cast fighting. I really want to see Jocelyn fight because I feel like
say,
she always is the most / the best on the reunions. She's like top Joseline. She's like
In
at
her
her
past,
best.
in her past reunions, she's definitely a Coquelina, Joseline, Coqueline.
Yeah, exactly. She's a whole different person on the reunion. So I'm excited to
Whole
see
different person. But I think the only dialogue and talking we are going to get, if it's a 2-part, which I think it will be just a 2-part, but if it happens to be a 3-part, the only talking we're probably going to get is a whole, I would say 25 to 30 minutes of 45 minutes of them all backstage, kind of getting makeup and hair ready and split into 4 or 5 different rooms and talking trash shit about each other or what they want to talk about on the reunion that they obviously don't get to. I think that's the closest we're going to get to that.
Also, now that I think about it, it also doesn't make sense for the cast to actually talk on the reunions nowadays because they want to get on the conversation. So why would they talk? That's the only. It would benefit them to
Because
not talk.
because it's literally like 9 to 12, Jocelyn, 13 of them, and a conversation one-on-one. You'll get so much more out of that than what you're ever gonna get on that reunion stage trying to talk.
That's what
But
I'm saying.
I see what they're saying though. But you're gonna get so much more on a conversation than they're gonna get on the reunion, especially any kind of Zeus affiliation reunion.
I don't know. I'm there to see the fights. I'll say that. So
That's it.
the more fights there are, the happier I'll be.
I mean, but look at fucking season 9, even and season 10 of Bad Girls Club. Look how many fights there were on those fucking reunions, but they still sat down and talked about the whole season, and everyone kind of had a chance to say their biggest beef and problem with this, and they cut to problems in the house and got to talk about that and their side, but we still got like 5, 6, 7, 8 fights. Why can't Zeus produce that content?
Because they wanted to be more. They. You're right. There was a lot of. I mean, there was a lot of fights. That was considered a lot. They want to like go beyond that. They want to be better / worse, however you look at it, than that. I don't know. We can't say anything until it actually comes out because we don't really know for sure. But I'm definitely excited. But I do think I'm about to get off here in a little bit.
I'm excited for the reunion with them fights,
yeah, exactly.
And when it comes to Bad Boys, I'm excited for these new replacements coming in and those fights.
Definitely. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's skip the talking. You know what's up on the reunion.
True. I'm just hoping maybe next week after episode 7, we might maybe get a super trailer, one final trailer, or at the very least premiere date of part 1. I want
exactly.
a date.
Come on, Zeus. We need that date so we can all plan for it because it's gonna be a whole event. All right.
Whole event.
I want to see Joseline Mortal Kombat somehow.
She does.
Oh, was she talking about Lexi? Is that who she was talking about?
No, she kicks the shit out of Amber.
Oh, that's what she meant by Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat kick is when she kicks Amber, and then the bruise on Amber's ribs. That's exactly what she was talking about.
Exactly.
And she smacks the shit out of Lexi Blow.
Oh, that's the pimp slap. She pimp slapped another hoe. That was
Lexi Blow. And then she kicks maybe in the back or on the side or wherever onto Riri and Henny while they're getting jumped by Black Diamond and Raven. She kicks them.
I am not. I'm not. I don't know. Diamond and Raven, they're annoying, but I'm excited to see them fight for Joseline. I'm excited to see Joseline's minions, even though I don't like them.
I know. Oh, shit. Could be me. Shit.
All right, but yeah, we do hope you're gonna be back next week to join us for all these Zeus conversations. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to both channels, my Gino Bino channel and our GNCT channel.
CNCT.
And what other social media you want to plug here?
Plug my Instagram. I send a picture. At Charlie Green _ Bella Forte. That's Forte FORTE at Charlie Green _ Bella Forte. That's my Instagram. You can also follow me on Twitter at Charlie Green _ Bella Forte. And you can also follow me on my TikTok at Charlie Green _ Bella Forte.
Yep, and everybody follow me on Gino Bino on all platforms. I am on TikTok too, but I don't really get on there. I feel like I'm too old for TikTok. But
oh, bro, I'm literally turning 30. Shit, what you mean?
Congrats, welcome to the club. Well, want to have it's like later this year, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.
All right. So next week. So next week. Take care.